Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, it's time for us to start our discussion, and I warmly welcome you all. I'm very happy today. Shall we go for the session?
Okay.
Right, okay. Thank you very much. And you all have an idea to sit for the entrance examination for Bachelor of Arts in English and English language teaching conducted by the Open University of Sri Lanka in this year. Right. So before discussing something, it is always better if we can have some ideas on the entrance exam that you are going to encounter. So in order to do this program, so you should have completed your national diploma in English or high national diploma in English. Otherwise, those who are really interested in improving their knowledge of English can apply for this course as well. Right. So I hope that you all have a good knowledge of English. So I don't want to teach you a lot. So what I want to do is to give you some key points in order to get the access for doing the program that we have been discussing so far.
நாளைக்கு உங்களை நோகலன் காலம் ராவில பண்ணி குடிச்சு அடுப்பு கூட அடுப்பு குடிச்சு அவன் சொன்ன உங்களுக்கு ஞாபகம் இல்லையா கவனிக்கலையா நீங்க அவன் சொன்னது நோகண்டாம் மட்டும் குடிஞ்சல் அடி குடிச்சாது
Please I request you to keep your mic silent. I will give you enough time to ask me if you have anything, if you have any doubts. At the end of this session, it will be conducted. It will be conducted within a certain demarcated time. I mean that around 8 p.m. we will have to wind up. So within that time, we need to discuss some key points and major things to be done in the examination. So please help me in this regard. Right? Okay. Thank you very much. So the thing is, even if we have a good knowledge of English, we need to do some smart work when it comes to entering or when it comes to sitting these kind of examinations. So this is also one of the best examinations to obtain the higher academic qualifications in our career. Right? Okay. Here is the paper. Today I am not teaching you, or I'm not going to guide you a lot. I will give you some main idea of the paper. So with the help of the discussion, you will be able to understand, and the class will be started on 9th of this month. Right, 9th of this month. So at the time, I hope that it will be very easy for you to do the examination if you have some ideas in this discussion. Right, okay. Basically, Bachelor of Arts in English and English language teaching program, you will have to, the time duration of the paper 1.5 hours. So within that time you will have to, from my experience, so this is how they set the papers. From my experience, I would like to share the thing. You will be given three major types of questions. Three questions lesson. Listen to me very carefully. The first one, here is the model which has been designed by me, but at the same time it will I will let you know one after the other. The first question will be asked for you to fill the blanks with the appropriate prepositions or the word. Listen to me very carefully. Most probably you will be given a text or the passage with leaving some spaces to be filled. So in that, so you need to do the gap filling with the appropriate preposition or the appropriate word. So if you want to fill those blanks with appropriate words, we should be very familiar with the grammar. So that is what I have given you. One more paper here. Let's discuss a little bit later based on the grammar. I mean that the advanced grammar, not the intermediate or the basic. Because once you get the opportunity to do this program, you will be taught the literature and applied linguistics, and there are a number of modules available there. So what you have to do is to do that the first question using the appropriate preposition or the word without making any mistakes. Here's the first idea. So in order to do the preposition, do the questions based on the preposition, so what are the things we should do if we want to do that question? We should be good. We should be good at prepositions. So some of us, I'm not trying to blame anybody here because you all have come from multidisciplinary areas. I know that. So sometimes we might have learned the preposition with the help of our mother tongue. For an example, if we are Tamil speaking people or if we are Sinhala speaking people, if we take a preposition, a certain preposition, I'll give you one sample. For an example, on. So the most of the teacher, or we have been taught, we have translated the preposition from English to Tamil. On this lesson, in Tamil, mele. In Sinhala, I think in that Uda, right? I'm not good at that much familiar with Sinhala. I have to make sure whether is it correct or not. Uda, right? Yes or no? Hello? Yeah, the thing is, I need to make sure whether you are able to understand my discussion. At the same time, I need to make sure the connection as well. Is it clear? Okay, thank you very much. One of you answered me. Right, okay. So a preposition, a certain preposition doesn't have a concrete meaning. You should not go after the translation of the preposition, because you all know that a preposition is a word which is placed in between two entities to show the relationship between the subject and the object. That is another story. So what you have to do is to learn the types of preposition as much as you can. I'll give you a number of preposition and types of preposition in our next class. So don't worry about that. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask me in that class. So the first thing, we should be familiar with the preposition. The second thing, they will ask you some. I mean that we need to fill the gaps with the appropriate word. Appropriate word is lesson. Those question will be taken based on the parts of speech. Sometimes the question will be taken based on the pronouns, noun or adjective, adverbs, conjunction, prepositions, exclamation, whatever it is. So when it comes to reading the text within a short time, right? Time consumption is a must. Within a demarcated time, we should come to the conclusion, okay, this is the word we have to place in this area. This is the most appropriate word that we can find according to this text. Because the past, I mean that the pass mark is 60. You should get or you should obtain above 60 marks in order to be selected. So the first question will be taken in this manner, right? So preposition and the appropriate word. Appropriate word is lesson. I'll let you know one more thing. Tenses, passive voice, relative clauses, reported. I mean that the reported speech. Everything will be at the tip of our finger, right? The second, I'll skip this question, right? So most probably you will be given 30 marks for the first questions from my experience. The second one, there must be a comprehensive question. This is how the question will be given, the second one. Comprehensive question will be taken from the reading skills. So they will give you a particular text or an article, whatever it is. So what we have to do is to answer the question with the help for the question with the help of the text. So if we want to answer those questions, we should have understood the text very clearly. At the same time, we need to do some smart work. I will let you know in the next class how to, for an example, the smart thing that we have to do in the examination. So the second question will be given in this manner. You will be given an article, for an example, pollution or economic crisis or brain drain, the current contemporary situation. They will give you an article, right? So the question will be found in this manner. The first one or two or three questions you need to answer. I mean that a simple answer. At the same time, they will sometimes you will be asked to choose the multiple questions. There will be 4 answers, so it is our duty to choose one of them. Sometimes we need to tick whether it is true or false, whether it is correct or not, according to the passage that we have read above the questions. Sometimes they will give you some vocabularies. Definitely you will find these kind of questions, some vocabularies from the text. So what you will ask you to use the following words in our own sentences, or sometimes we will need to write the similar word of the thing. So this is also one of the challenges that we find in these kind of examinations, but we have some ideas in order to do these kind of questions. So here is the second question. So the first question will be made or will be given based on the filling gaps. The second question will be given the comprehensive test. The third one, fill in the blanks with the appropriate preposition. Right? Okay, let's just skip this one. Okay, here's the thing. The third one, we need to write an essay using about 400 to 450 words. In the other examinations, for an example, if you want to, when it comes to discussing the entrance exam of the other area, I mean that LLB or some other things, they will ask you to write only 250 words. But here, as it is an English program, you will have to write around or about 400 to 450 or the 500 words essay. The essay should be written as an analytical essay. Essays lesson you might have learned. There are different kind of essays, such as descriptive essay. Descriptive essays lesson, we describe a person or a place or an event, right? For an example, if I ask you to describe Thomas Alva Edison or Albert Einstein or Barack Obama, so you will give some adjectives and you will describe of a person. If they ask you to describe a particular place, for an example Colombo, you will describe some certain features of the Colombo and facilities and etc. And we will have to describe a lot of things. At the same time, if they ask us to describe Tamil and Sinhala New Year, that is also one of the essays which comes under the descriptive. So descriptive essay will not be there. Informative essay will not be there. Informative, what do you mean by the informative? For an example, vandalism. Vandalism is lesson that if we damage the government property, it comes under the vandalism. We should not damage the government property, the public property. So we start the introduction of the part and the body and the conclusion based on the information. So informative essay will not be there. Persuasive essay will not be there. Cause and effect essay will not be there. Most probably they will ask you the analytical essay. So in order to write an analytical essay, we should focus some key points in writing. Then only they will give you the marks. Otherwise they will not give the marks, or the marks will be deducted from our essays even if we write 500 words. So analytical essay is lesson pros and cons. You need to argue the contemporary situation, or you need to argue the present problem of the topic that they ask you. So here there are three sample headings: unsustainable debt and severe balance of payments faced by Sri Lanka. Right, one heading, and then the second one, Sri Lanka economic crisis. Here I have mentioned, see the definition. They will not give you in this manner: causes, consequences, and the cures. So in this essay, we need to write the basic, the root cause of the problem. Why do we face this economic crisis these days? What are the reasons behind that? The consequences should be there in the next passage. So once we face the economic crisis, what are the problems we have been facing these days? At the same time, at the end of the essay, you need to give some wonderful solution for that essay, for that topic. Solutionist lesson, it has a certain keywords. I will give you one thing. If they ask you to write the child abuse, or if they ask you to write an essay based on the road traffic accident, or if they ask you to write an essay based on the Sri Lankan economic crisis or human elephant conflict, there are some certain ideas should be there. The first one is you need to use one word. We can use the modern technology in this program. I mean that whatever it is, when it comes to giving the solution, there are some appropriate word, the modern technology. If we take any of the problems with the help of the modern technology, we can solve it. So the marks will be given. The second thing, research. Now we have faced a number of problems in our area, physically problems and mentally problems, and a number of problems. At the same time, the other countries have also faced the same problems a certain or a specific time ago, but they have solved the problem. How was it possible? The thing is that the second word, research. With the help of doing the research, we will come to the solution or the findings. With the help of the findings that we find, we can solve this problem. This is how we have to develop our essay. I'm not teaching you. I will tell you how to do that examination, how to sit for the examination. Right, here are the three major questions. The first one is gap fillings. Second one, comprehension. The third one, we need to write an analytical essay. All right. I hope that I have given you some basic ideas of the examinations. Okay, it's time for me to discuss some idea, something. Right, here, the first question, they will not give you any of the prepositions or the words to select. So it should be placed on our own. We need to come to the conclusion. If anybody, here is the topic, climate change is high on the world agenda right now. Protecting the ozone layer should be considered as days of the most important segments. Right, it goes on. Anybody please let me know what is the most preposition word we can place over here.
One.
Exactly, one is the most appropriate word we can place here. So within a short period of time, within a certain demarcated time, we need to use the most appropriate word. Okay, let's okay, this is also that, let's come back to this place. This is also one of the select the correct word in order to meaningful. Right, they have asked you to choose the homonyms, graph homophones. You might have learned these things. So we need to choose the correct word here. This is also one of the question methods. Right, sometimes it will be difficult for us to identify if we are not good at the vocabularies. Right, okay, here I'll ask you one question here. Okay, she is days at writing articles to the newspaper. What is the, which is
Second.
the correct answer?
Adapted.
Second one. Adapt.
Adapt.
Adapted.
Adapt.
Thank you. The thing is, the pronunciation is same, adapt. Right, at the same time we don't need to change the form of the verb as well, because a certain verb, here it is considered as an adjective. That is another story. If we take as a verb, it will be classified into 5 forms: base form, singular form, and present participle form, past form, and past participle form. So in this place, we don't want to change the form of the verb. So the form of the word, we need to choose one of them, this one or this one, first or second.
First one.
First one, because it says that someone is expert in something. We are adapting something. For an example, if we now I am from Akrepati, so I'm living in the coastal belt, right? So when it comes to living in a newer area, it is really cold, right? So I need to adapt to that climate. So that adapt is somewhat different. This illusion is different. Illusion is it comes under the psychological disorder. So this is how we need to choose. I'll ask you one more question. The management refused to taste the decision. This alter or this one?
Second one.
Second one.
Second one. Very good. So if we are not familiar with these things, we will have to face some problems. At the same time, I will give you some ideas in our next class to do these questions, even if we don't know the meaning of that one. So this altar, we find some other solution. See, this altar is a place where the animals are cut for meat or something else, right? Okay, that is another story. Right, we will skip this question. And okay, right here there are some we need to find the appropriate prepositions. The first thing you should do is to get a clear-cut idea on the preposition, right? It is your duty, and I will give you some stuff little bit later, right? Okay. Okay, please let me know the answer. Okay, what is the most appropriate preposition we can use in this sentence?
On.
Very good, exactly. So on is the most preposition, most appropriate preposition where we can use in this place. So you have just answer. If once I ask you this question, you in a matter of second you answered me. This is what you have to do in the examination. If we keep on thinking whether it is correct or not, because we don't have much time to lose it, in that place. Right, okay. The preposition also we have discussed. Let's come back to that. The page. Okay, here is the answer. If you need, I will send you later. Right. All right. Now let's switch on the another area, the second one. I have given you some words here, but definitely they will not give you the word. We need to choose the word. Here it days a long time since John and I saw each other. Which is the best, which is the most appropriate word to be placed here? Anybody? You asked me, sir, can we please take this paper? Yeah, definitely. I will send it to Mr. Afro, sir, and he will send it to you soon. Okay, I have received one answer from Aisha. Been. Thank you. Any other answer?
Has been.
Right. Thank you. Has been is the correct answer for this place. So here it has been a long time. Here they have mentioned the time. So this sentence has been taken from the present perfect continuous. So we should know the grammar point, grammar idea of the present perfect continuous. So what are the situations we can use the present continuous? So everything should be in our mind. For an example, I'll let you know the difference between the present continuous and the present perfect continuous. I am painting my house. So something is happening right now. That is the only reason which makes me to use that sentence. So you just come to my place. You see me painting the wall, right, with a brush. So I am painting the house. At the same time, if I have an idea to use this time or how long have I been doing that work, I need to choose the present perfect continuous. I have been painting for a long time. Here is the basic idea. There are many things to be discussed under that tense or aspect of the tense, but this is the thing. We need to use the appropriate word, but they have given only the be, the word be, right? Okay, let's give. So it teaches, my dear participant, listen to me very carefully. This text teaches we should be good at the tenses, passive voice, and phrasal verb, right? That's all. Here, let's move to the next area. Okay, they may ask you some questions using the conditional clauses. Conditional clauses, you might have learned the conditional clauses. Today, keep in your mind that I am not teaching you. I just guide you the area, scope of the area to be learned. That is the thing. So the conditional, you might have learned probable condition, improbable condition, and impossible condition. So it goes on. Okay, I'll ask you one question from this area. Let's try it. Right. Here, at the very beginning, we can find the clause, and after the comma, we can find the result. So if I days again, I think I would have succeeded. Sorry. So what is the phrase we can use here?
Right. Right. I have received one answer. Tried from Eresha. Thank you. Novantika has sent the answer had tried. So the appropriate, I welcome you to, the appropriate answer is had tried. So it comes under the impossible condition. So this question has been taken based on the type 3. So even if it is a single thing, it will give you 2 or 3 marks in the examination. That is a thing we have to keep in our mind, right? I'll ask you one more question here, right? Okay, the 9th one. If you heat ice 8 days, Will melt.
sorry, could you please tell me the answer again?
Will melt.
Okay, Ilangovan. Thank you, Ilangovan. It will melt. And any other answers? So I have received one answer from Aisha. Melts. Right, would melt from Vantika. Sumudu melts. Right, will meet. Eresha. Right, okay. Thank you very much for sending the answer. Here, the appropriate answer, melt, is the answer because it comes under the 0 condition.
when it comes to discussing the conditional clauses, it can be classified into several parts, such as probable condition, improbable condition, impossible condition, zero conditional clause, mixed conditional clause. So if you, because you are not what do you call the basic level students, right? So you have a good knowledge of English, so you should be very clear all the area. So it is your duty to learn the all conditionals as much as possible without making any grammatical mistakes, right? Okay, I will ask you one more question, and after that we can go for the discussion or the wind up the class today. Here, sometimes they will ask you to turn the sentences into passive voice or the active voice in vice versa. If they give you the sentence in the active voice, sometimes we will have to turn that sentence into passive voice. At the same time, if you find the sentence written based on a passive voice, it is your duty to turn the particular sentence into active voice, right? Okay, here let's take one sentence, this simple one. Okay, the first one of us usually takes the dog out for a walk in the evening. How can you write the passive voice of this sentence?
The dog is taken out for a walk in the evening by one of us usually, or the dog is taken out usually for a walk in the evening by one of us.
Very good, exactly. See the answer, here is the correct answer. So usually has been placed what's your name? See, okay. Okay, you have given the answer. The adverbial of frequency has been placed in two places. Even if you have placed the adverbial places in two places, but the answer is almost correct, right? I hope that there is no grammatical mistakes at all. Nuvantika, the dog is taken out for a walk in the evening by one of us. Very good. So you are very familiar with these things. I know that. I hope that most of you are teachers, right?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Anyhow, yes, Nuvantika, I missed usually. Okay. Anyhow, in the examination, please be aware of the questions. Not even a single mistake we make in the examination. Okay. Anyhow, I encourage you. Okay. Right. Here, so okay, condition passive voice we have already discussed. Sometimes they will ask you some questions based on the passive voice and the active voice as well. Here, okay, the personal pronouns. I'll ask you one question. He opened his briefcase to take his diary out, but realized days was missing. What is the answer? What is the personal pronoun we can use? Right. Nuvantika has used it. Chetty it. Pavitrani it. Yes. Okay. Aisha, you have used it. Thank you very much, Sumudu. It. Right, Ilangovan, you have also used it. So you have understood the personal pronoun. So it is replaced for he opened his briefcase to take his diary out, and but it realized it was me. Right. So diary, right? So diary is an object, so that is the only reason we use the it. Okay. Sometimes they will ask you these kind of questions. So please keep it in your mind. Thank you, Nimasha. You have answered. Keep it in your mind that the question will be taken in an advanced manner. The advanced grammar will be there. Advanced grammar lesson. There are some interesting area to be discussed. For an example, I'll ask you one question. Right, there are some criticism on the topic in the updated era, but I'll ask you one question. Neither my mother nor my sister, you have to find the auxiliary verb, which you have to answer the exact auxiliary verb, right? Is Sora. Neither my mother nor my father is at home or are at home.
Arrange it.
Right, Azira has answered it. Nimasha is, Jayanti is, Ashani. Thank you very much. So here, both answers can be accepted, but in previous, the most appropriate, I think, that the foreigners is using is. At the same time, Nuan or Nuan as well as his family. Nuan as well as his family comes to my home or come to my home. Nuan as well as his family comes to my home or come to my home. Right, come. Niranjani come. Nimasha come. Ilangovan come. Aisha come. Right. Thank you very much. Ratnayaka come. Okay. Sadhunika come. Okay, thank you very much. This is the place where we have to learn a lot. That is also one of the challenging questions. You just check whether it is correct or not. Come or comes. Here, sometimes they will ask you, right? Okay, let's skip this question. Personal pronouns. Here, write questions to get the underlined words. This is also one of the challenging questions we face. I'll ask you one questions to make it a question, right? Right, okay. The first one, it is somewhat easy. The manager talks with all the employees once a week. So once a week, adverbial of time has been underlined. So how can we make a questions in order to get this answer once a week?
How often does the manager talk with how often does the manager talk with all the employees?
Very good, exactly. Correct, Iresha. Thank you, Iresha. So how often does the manager talk with all the employees is the correct answer. So this is, so you need to learn this kind of grammar. What are the rest of the part? How often no one does the manager talk with? Yes, Novantika, thank you. Your answer is correct, right? Here is the answer. The second paper, we don't have enough time to discuss this area. Right here, there are three headings we can find here. Unsustainable debt in severe balance of payments faced by Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka economic crisis, and human elephant conflict. Right. Here I have given you three essays. you can read it well, and you can get an idea from this essay. But in the next class, I will let you know the key points of the of a particular essay. Right, I'll send you this answer script to you. Right, okay. It's time for me to stop discussing, and if you have any doubts, feel free to ask me. The class will be conducted on 9th of this month. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Right, okay. I hope that you all have got an idea on the paper that you are going to sit for the sit in the 25th of this month of February. I wish you all the best, and I would like to see you in a higher academic profession in future. Can I know the class duration from 9th? Okay, if you want to get more details, please contact Mr. Afros sir. Right, I'll send this paper to Mr. Afros sir, and he will send it to you with the answer script. Yes, sure.
Sir, it's the paper 1 hour, 1.5 hours.
Yeah, in the prospectus, in the advertisement, I have read that the duration of 1.5 hours.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. And any other questions?
So does it so does it include literature questions? I mean that literature part?
No, they will not ask you any questions based on the literature part. Once you get a chance to learn this, you need to learn the literature in that program. Literature question will not be there. Definitely, the question will not be there because
Okay.
most of the yes, Tilini. The thing is, thank you. The literature now there are some students who have applied for this program are really interested in following this program. Sometimes they might have learned in the medium of English, or they may be good at English, but when it comes to discussing the literature part, it will be difficult for them too. I think that because they should know some literary devices, literary techniques, and they should know the difference of the literary genres. I mean that poem, it goes on like that, right? So literature part will not be there. Nimasha, okay, thank you, Nimasha. And Niranjani, how can you get about the next class, sir? Okay, Niranjani, you can get an idea, more idea from Mr. Afro, sir. Right, Lakmal, you have asked me a question. How many students are selected to this course? The examination will be conducted at 9 regional centers, but to be frank, I don't know the exact amount of the candidates. Will you send the question paper and answers? Yes, definitely, I will send it to you. Right. Any other question? Otherwise, we will wind up introductory discussion today.
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you. You did not get the admission. Better contact the university, I think. Okay. Thank you for all who thanked me, and I wish you all the best for your career and for a wonderful future and wonderful life. Right. And we will meet in a next time. Till then, good night.
Thank you.